I couldn't get my head out of Jaafar. And one day we got together and it just connected.
But before the film could begin, the producers faced a huge challenge. They still hadn't found the perfect person to play Michael Jackson. Many candidates were considered, but none truly captured Michael's look, energy, and presence. Then Jaafar Jackson stepped in. The resemblance was unbelievable. The moment he appeared, everyone could see something special. But the story of how Jaafar actually landed the role is even more fascinating than you might think. The Jackson legacy and life at Havenhurst. Growing up behind the gates of Havenhurst, the legendary Encino estate purchased by Joseph and Catherine Jackson in the 1970s, Jaafar Jackson was surrounded by one of the most famous family legacies in entertainment history. As the son of Jermaine Jackson and Alejandra Genevieve Ozayaza, Jaafar spent his childhood in an environment filled with music, history, and memories. Yet despite being part of the Jackson dynasty, he wasn't obsessed with fame or the spotlight. For Jaafar, Havenhurst wasn't a museum of pop culture greatness. It was simply home. The estate was filled with gold records, powerful sound systems, and reminders of the family's incredible achievements. But when Michael Jackson walked through the door, Jaafar didn't see the king of pop. He saw his Uncle Michael, the viral audition rumor. Before we continue, here's something that has sparked debate among fans for years. A video clip has circulated online showing a young man who strongly resembles Jaafar Jackson performing Michael Jackson's classic song "They Don't Care About Us." Many fans believe the footage came from Jaafar's audition for the Michael biopic. According to online rumors, his performance was so convincing that it immediately impressed everyone involved. Some viewers even claim the audition included emotional scenes portraying Michael's relationship with his father. However, there is no verified evidence confirming that this footage is actually from Jaafar's audition.
So, what do you think?
Is the clip genuine? Or is it simply another internet rumor? Let us know your thoughts. Long before music became a serious pursuit, Jaafar envisioned a completely different future for himself. His first passion was golf. As a child and young teenager, he dedicated countless hours to practicing on the course. The discipline, patience, and focus required by the sport suited his personality perfectly. Rather than imagining sold-out concerts and screaming fans, he dreamed of competing professionally on the PGA Tour. But everything changed when he was around 12 years old. One day, while casually singing at home, Jaafar caught the attention of his father, Jermaine Jackson. He was performing a Jackson family classic, and Jermaine was immediately struck by what he heard. The natural tone, smooth delivery, and familiar vocal quality reminded him of a young Michael Jackson. That unexpected moment changed everything. Suddenly, Jaafar began to realize that music wasn't just part of his family's history, it might also be part of his future. What started as a casual performance ignited a passion that would eventually redirect his life toward music and entertainment. The reality show that introduced Jaafar. In 2014, fans were given a rare look into the private world of the Jackson family through a reality series called Living with the Jacksons. The 6-part project followed members of the second and third generations of the famous family as they pursued their careers and balanced life under the constant spotlight attached to the Jackson name. Among the cast, Jaafar stood out for a very different reason. Unlike others who embraced the drama often associated with reality television, Jaafar appeared thoughtful, reserved, and deeply focused on personal growth. Viewers watched him practice music, interact with family members, and quietly develop his own creative identity. Even at a young age, he seemed determined to build something authentic rather than rely solely on the power of his surname. Although the series never gained widespread attention and faced distribution challenges, it provided Jaafar with valuable experience in front of professional cameras. More importantly, it taught him an important lesson. Privacy becomes incredibly difficult when your last name is Jackson. Got Me Singing, the first major step. By 2019, Jaafar was finally ready to introduce himself to the world as a recording artist. That June, he released his debut single, Got Me Singing. Determined to create something distinct from the music associated with his famous family, Jaafar traveled to Rio de Janeiro, Brazil, to film the music video. The project blended smooth R&B vocals with vibrant Latin and Caribbean influences, creating a fresh and energetic sound. For many viewers, however, the biggest surprise wasn't the music, it was his dancing. The song attracted significant online attention and introduced audiences to an artist who wanted to be recognized for his own talents rather than simply as Michael Jackson's nephew. For the first time, Jaafar was stepping onto center stage by himself, confused and finding his own voice. In 2020, Jaafar followed up with another single titled Confused. The song explored more mature themes and featured a darker, moodier atmosphere. Through emotional lyrics and contemporary production, Jaafar offered listeners a deeper look into his personal artistic direction. The accompanying video showcased refined choreography, polished visuals, and a growing level of confidence in front of the camera. Unlike many young artists who rush toward fame, Jaafar chose a slower and more deliberate path. He focused on developing his skills, refining his sound, and building a foundation that reflected his own personality. With each release, he moved further away from comparisons and closer to establishing his own identity. Little did he know that an opportunity unlike any other was about to arrive, joining Tito Jackson's Love One Another. In 2021, Jaafar appeared in his Uncle Tito Jackson's music video, Love One Another. The project promoted themes of unity, hope, and healing during a challenging period for many people around the world. The video featured appearances from several notable figures, including Stevie Wonder and members of the extended Jackson family. His warm smile, relaxed personality, and natural charisma reminded many viewers of the qualities that had made previous generations of the Jackson family so beloved. More importantly, the project demonstrated his commitment to honoring his family's legacy while continuing to pursue his own journey. Watching Michael at the 30th anniversary celebration. At just 5 years old, he attended Michael Jackson's historic 30th anniversary celebration at Madison Square Garden. As the arena lights dimmed and thousands of fans erupted into cheers, young Jaafar witnessed something extraordinary. More than 20,000 people filled the venue, creating an atmosphere unlike anything he had ever experienced. Then Michael Jackson stepped onto the stage. Performing alongside his brothers, including Jaafar's father, Jermaine, the king of pop commanded the attention of every person in the arena. For a young child, the experience was overwhelming. That night, Jaafar didn't just watch a concert. Years later, those memories would take on an entirely new meaning when Jaafar found himself preparing to portray Michael Jackson on the big screen.
I love you! Come on!
Witnessing Michael's greatness up close. For young Jaafar, the man who played with him at family gatherings was suddenly transformed into a global superstar. Watching Michael Jackson command an arena filled with thousands of screaming fans changed his perspective forever. As Michael glided across the stage during iconic performances, Jaafar saw firsthand the level of artistry and dedication required to reach that height. The experience left a lasting impression on him, one that would remain in the back of his mind for decades, long before anyone imagined he would one day portray Michael on screen. Graham King's search for the perfect Michael. The path to the Michael biopic began in 2020 when Oscar-winning producer Graham King secured the rights to create a feature film about Michael Jackson's life. From the very beginning, King understood that casting the lead role would be the most important decision of the entire project. One wrong choice could undermine years of work. While reviewing family footage and discussing the project with members of the Jackson estate, King noticed Jaafar. His resemblance to Michael, combined with his background in music and performance, immediately stood out. Still, King made one thing clear. No one would receive special treatment because of their last name. The audition that got everyone talking. When the time came to audition, Jaafar reportedly took a different approach from most candidates. Rather than relying solely on visual impressions, he focused on capturing Michael's natural speaking voice and personality. Instead of delivering an exaggerated impersonation, he concentrated on the subtle details, the soft tone, gentle pauses, and calm mannerisms that defined Michael's private conversations. Those who heard the audition were reportedly impressed by how authentic it felt. Rather than sounding like someone imitating Michael Jackson, it felt as though they were listening to the man himself. A year of secret preparation. Long before the public learned about his casting, Jaafar dedicated himself to intense preparation. Determined to prove himself on merit rather than family connections, he kept much of his preparation hidden from relatives and friends. Each day was spent analyzing Michael's posture, gestures, expressions, and stage presence. By the time official auditions arrived, Jaafar wasn't simply a family member hoping for an opportunity. He was a serious performer prepared to compete for it. The worldwide casting search. While Jaafar trained, the filmmakers conducted an extensive global search. Thousands of performers were considered from across the entertainment industry. The challenge was enormous. The actor would need to sing, dance, portray multiple stages of Michael's life, and carry one of the most anticipated music biopics ever produced. Many talented candidates auditioned, but finding someone capable of capturing both Michael's talent and humanity proved incredibly difficult. Throughout the process, Jaafar quietly remained one of the strongest contenders. Antoine Fuqua's first impression. Director Antoine Fuqua approached the project with caution. Like many people, he initially questioned whether casting a family member was the right decision. To evaluate Jaafar personally, Fuqua arranged a private meeting. Instead of meeting someone relying on family connections, he found a calm, focused artist who had spent months preparing for the opportunity. Impressed by their conversation, Fuqua organized a professional camera test. Once Jaafar appeared in costume, makeup, and period styling, the transformation became impossible to ignore. The character test. To push the audition process even further, Fuqua reportedly challenged Jaafar with unexpected questions while he remained in character. The goal was simple: determine whether he could think, react, and communicate as Michael Jackson. As questions became increasingly emotional and personal, Jaafar stayed fully committed to the role. He responded naturally, displaying vulnerability, confidence, and emotional depth. According to those present, it became clear that he wasn't simply recreating Michael's appearance. He was attempting to understand the person behind the public image. Winning over the crew. One of the strongest reactions came from the crew members working on the screen tests. Many industry veterans had spent decades working in film and television, yet several reportedly found themselves emotionally affected by what they saw. The combination of Jaafar's appearance, movement, and mannerisms created powerful memories for people who had grown up watching Michael Jackson's career. For the filmmakers, those reactions became a sign that they might have found their lead actor. Catherine Jackson's approval. Before any final decisions were announced, one opinion carried tremendous weight within the family. Catherine Jackson. When she saw Jaafar in character, the moment was deeply emotional. The posture, smile, and familiar expressions reminded her of Michael. Her approval gave the production team additional confidence that they had made the right choice. With the blessing of the family matriarch, the project moved forward. The casting announcement. In January 2023, Lionsgate officially announced that Jaafar Jackson would portray Michael Jackson in the upcoming biopic. The announcement quickly became global news. A promotional image showing Jaafar recreating one of Michael's iconic poses spread across social media and news outlets worldwide. Fans immediately began discussing the remarkable resemblance. Overnight, Jaafar transformed from a relatively private member of the Jackson family into the face of one of Hollywood's most anticipated productions. Preparing for the role. Once cast, Jaafar's preparation intensified. He immersed himself in Michael's world, studying interviews, performances, recordings, and personal history. His goal wasn't simply to imitate Michael. The process required months of dedication and attention to detail, building a research wall. To organize the enormous amount of information he was studying, Jaafar reportedly created a detailed research space dedicated to Michael's life and career. Photographs, notes, timelines, performance references, and historical materials helped him track the evolution of Michael's voice, appearance, and stage presence across different eras. Every detail mattered. The goal was authenticity. Dance training. Recreating Michael Jackson's choreography presented one of the biggest challenges. Jaafar underwent extensive dance training to master the signature movements that audiences know so well. From the moonwalk to precise hand gestures and stage transitions, every movement required practice and repetition. The objective wasn't just technical accuracy, it was understanding the emotion behind each performance. Vocal development. Beyond dancing, Jaafar also worked extensively on his voice. Michael's vocal style evolved significantly throughout his career, ranging from soft and gentle speaking tones to powerful live performances. To prepare, Jaafar reportedly spent months studying vocal techniques and performance habits associated with different periods of Michael's life. Makeup and prosthetic transformation. Transforming Jaafar into Michael required advanced makeup and prosthetic work. The creative team focused on subtle enhancements rather than heavy alterations, allowing Jaafar's natural expressions to remain visible. Different looks were developed to represent multiple eras of Michael's career, helping audiences follow his evolution over time. Exploring Michael's private world. One of Jaafar's greatest resources was access to family materials and historical references connected to Michael's life. Studying personal footage, recordings, photographs, and documents provided insight into Michael beyond the public persona. This research helped Jaafar understand not only the performer the world knew, but also the individual behind the fame. Final thoughts. After years of preparation, auditions, and training, Jaafar Jackson ultimately earned one of the most challenging roles in modern music film history. For audiences, the real question remains: did Jaafar Jackson successfully bring the king of pop back to life on screen? Share your thoughts in the comments, and don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications for more stories about music legends and Hollywood's biggest productions.